Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first week of our academic semester. This is seminar of 4ST601, Statistics in English. Let me introduce myself. My name is Šimpach, and I will be your teacher during this semester. At the beginning of this seminar, I would like to say to you some important information about the seminars and about this course. Since today we will start with learning, we will start with education. You have lessons with Mr. Hellman, and we have practice a lot of examples. So probably every week I will send to you to your school email addresses, university email addresses, some document, for example in Microsoft Excel format, with examples, and during my lessons I will try to show to you how can we solve these examples. Yeah? So probably every week you will receive some materials from me, and also you will find these materials in Microsoft Teams, in study materials in our meeting room. Yes, so these study materials will be provided. During all semester you can use calculator. Yes, it's necessary to have calculator and use calculator. And we will use Microsoft Excel. For our seminars in English, I will switch my Microsoft Excel to English language. Yes, so I will try to show you everything in English-speaking version of Microsoft Excel. Mr. Hellman provided to you formulas and tables. Yes, two important PDF files. Yes, so you can print these two documents, and then you can use these documents during all semester, yeah? During our lessons, during midterm tests, during final tests, etc. Yeah? So other important materials. So my materials sent to you in Microsoft Excel, calculator, formulas and tables, English version of Microsoft Excel installed on your computer, or you can, at home, you can also use your language, because you are at home, so you are used to use your version, so I will show it in English. You can find in your version of Excel the particular names of functions, etc. Yes, so it's not a problem. Okay, now something important about classification and our duties during this semester. We have to write two midterm tests. Yes, two midterm tests. Mr. Hellman sent to you information to your school email addresses, and on his lesson he will repeat this information to you, that Mr. Hellman wants write the midterm test in university personally. Yes, I don't know how the situation about COVID-19 looks like in the future. Yes, we don't know this, but Mr. Hellman plans that we will write midterm test in university. So I don't know the exact day, yes, because the conditions may change to the future, yes, but in week, yes, in week between 9 of November and 13 of November, yes, in this week between 9 and 13 November, yes, we must write the first midterm test, and between the days in week from 14 to 18 December, yes, we must write the second one, yes. So the first one will be written between 9 and 13 November, and the second one between 14 and 18 December, yes, 14 and 18 December. The conditions and other important information will be sent to you later, yes, but you can expect that you will have about 3 examples, yes, 3 examples in each midterm test, yes, and you will have about 45 minutes for the test writing, yes. You are allowed to use Microsoft Excel, calculator, formulas and tables, yes, and your pen or pencil. So this is important for you. And the last important information, you need to reach at least 16 points from both of 2 midterm tests. Each test is classified up to 20 points, yes. So you can reach up to 20 from the first one, 20 from the second one, yes. And together you need to reach at least 16 for the participation on the final test, yes. I will not require from you any other material, such as textbooks, yes, etc. Mr. Hellman said to you information about textbooks and reading materials, yes. I have to show you how to solve examples, yes, a lot of examples. Since today we will start with education. In study information system, yes, in integrated study information system, you can find information about me, yes, about my office hours, my email, etc. I will have office hours personally in university, yes. We could make a choice. So my choice was to have personal office hours. If you have a question for study materials and example, you can of course use the chat in Microsoft Teams. Yes, you can write email, but personal office hours will be scheduled at the university. Yes. This is important because writing emails, writing chat is easy, very easy for students. The response is very difficult for the teacher. One response spends a lot of time, so this is the reason why I prefer the personal meeting at the university. If the student needs something really important, yes, really important, he or she must plan the journey at the university. So I hope that that's all for organization issues. And now we can start with opening English version of Microsoft Excel, and I will show to you something interesting and important in Microsoft Excel. Okay, so there you can see the blank workbook, so empty workbook of Microsoft Excel. You can open blank workbook, yes, and in this program we will solve a lot of our examples. It's necessary to install a special add-in to this version of Microsoft Excel. If you click on Data Leaf, yes, Data Leaf, you can see that on the right side of this window, there is nothing, yes, free space. Every week, yes, on each seminar, please prepare this blank workbook of Microsoft Excel and install a special add-in. You can click on File button, yes, File button, and here on the bottom, yes, you can find Options. So please click on Options. And in this white window, you can find add-ins. Yes, here add-ins. So if you select add-ins, on the bottom of this window you can see Manage Excel add-ins, and there is Go button with 3 dots. So please click on this Go button with 3 dots, and there we can select Analysis toolpack, yes, so please select this first issue Analysis toolpack and click on OK, and on the Data Leaf, yes, Data Leaf in Microsoft Excel, in the right top corner, yes, you can find Data Analysis, yes, a special analysis add-in necessary for you and for calculation of our examples. Yes? So this is necessary to have for each seminar. Calculator, prepared Microsoft Excel, downloaded my examples, for example in Excel, and opened or printed formulas and tables. With Mr. Hellman on the first presentation, you will speak about statistical variables. Yes, we have statistical variables, quantitative and qualitative, and mainly quantitative can be divided to discrete and continuous. I sent to your school email addresses a document in Microsoft Excel, so we can open this Microsoft Excel sheet, which is called One Exercise Students. One exercise student. So there is first example 1.1. I will zoom this Microsoft Excel sheet, and we have here a sample. Yes. Later you will speak about population. In the Czech Republic we have, for example, population of 10.5 million people, inhabitants. Yes. Capital city of Prague has population about 1.25 million inhabitants. Yes. So this is a population of people, but the word population can be used on everything around us. For example, population of prisoners, what it means. All total number of prisoners in the Czech Republic, yes. Population of cars in the Czech Republic, yes. The total number of cars in all Czech Republic, etc., etc., yes. For example, total number, the population of students at the University of Economics Prague, yes. So this is a population, but in statistics we are working with samples, yes. So on the first lecture with Mr. Hellman, he will speak about samples and different types of samples, yes. For example, random sample, yes, and different types of samples. And here we have a small sample, yes, with 8 prisoners, yes. We have a sample of 8 prisoners, and on this sample we observed 3 variables, yes, different types of variables. Number of years spent in jail, yes, number of cigarettes smoked per month, and gender, yes. According to structure, which you can find here in Mr. Hellman's presentation, we have here 2 quantitative variables, yes, 2 quantitative variables, number of years spent in jail, and of course number of cigarettes smoked per month. Why? Because you can see numbers. Yes, you can see numbers. In this small example, yes, where we have this small sample size, yes, we can say that we have here 2 discrete variables, yes, discrete quantitative variables. But if this will be the population, yes, millions of prisoners, yes, you can imagine that the time can be divided to infinity, yes, thousands, millions, infinity small pieces, yes, because one prisoner can be imprisoned in jail 1 year, 1 month, 2 weeks, 3 days, 7 hours, 3 minutes, and 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, yes, milliseconds, etc. So you can divide, yes, in the population you can divide the time to infinity pieces, and also, yes, the number of smoked cigarette per month can be also divided to smaller pieces. So in general we can say that a lot of quantitative variables, yes, a lot of quantitative variables are continuous, yes. But in this our small example with sample size equal to 8 prisoners, we have 2 discrete variables and one qualitative variable, gender. Yes, so if you check this document, quantitative, discrete, 2 variables, and qualitative, yes, variable is gender. Okay, so what can we do for the statistical variable number of years spent in jail and gender? We would like to assemble the frequency distribution table of absolute and relative frequencies. What is it? Absolute and relative frequency. you have formulas. Yes, Mr. Hellman provided formulas for you, formulas for 4ST601. So you can scroll down with this document, scroll down in this document, and we will start not only today but also next week. Yes, we will start with descriptive statistics. Frequency distribution table, yes, is also a part of descriptive statistics, yes, because we will assemble the table with frequencies, absolute and relative. What is it? Absolute frequency N with lower index J, yes, NJ. Proportion, yes, P with lower index J is relative frequency. So we have here absolute and relative frequencies, as written in this first row, and we will use today for the first time this formulas and this first row. Yes. So in your Microsoft Excel you can create this frequency distribution table, yes, number of years spent in jail, yes, this is quantitative numerical, yes, quantitative numerical variable which can be sorted, yes, which can be sorted, for example, in ascending form, yes, in ascending form. If you check this table, if you check this table with values, you can find here value 1 year spent in jail, 2 years spent in jail, 3 years spent in jail, 4 and 5, yes, nothing more. So the range, yes, our range of possible values of this variable in this sample, yes, is 5 possible values from 1 to 5, yes, and absolute frequency Nj, it means how many times, yes, how many times can we observe value 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 years, yes, here. So we will write here absolute frequencies Nj, yes. I will zoom this document and we will check this table in the top of this document, yes, and we are searching how many times is here value 1 year in the jail, yes, only 1 times, yes. How many times is present here value 2 times, yes. So I will write these values here. 1 times you can observe, yes, 1 times you can observe value 1 year in the jail. 2 times you can observe here value 2 years spent in the jail, yes. And we can continue. How many times you can find here in this table value 3? Only 1 times, yes. So you can write here value 1, yes. If you check this top table, you can find value 4 here, here and here, yes. So 3 times value 4 years, yes. And there is only this one female, yes, spending in the jail 5 years, yes. So we will write here value 3 times, yes, is present value 4, and 1 times is here present value 5, yes? Okay, so absolute frequencies Nj. If you check your formulas, yes, which Mr. Hellman sent to you, you can check this formula where is written that summation of all absolute frequencies Nj is equal to sample size N, yes? So we can try to calculate summation, yes? In this Microsoft Excel here you can write equal sign sum, yes, sum. You can see that there is a message for you at all the numbers in a range of cells, yes, sum function. We can open parentheses, yes, and we can select numbers, yes, so we will add all numbers in a range of cells. So select by the pointer, yes, select by the pointer these values, close parenthesis, enter, and you can see 8, yes, 8 persons in total in the jail. Cumulation, yes, what is it, cumulation? 1 times, yes, is here present value 1, so there is value 1, and we will add, yes, we will add this value to previous value here on the next row, yes, so there is previous value 1 plus this value 2, yes, enter, and we can continue previous value, yes, plus previous value plus the value on the present row, yes, and we can continue equal sign previous value here in this cumulation column, yes, plus the value on the present row, yes, in the column of absolute frequencies, enter, and here again equal sign this value plus this value on the present row, yes. You should remember that on the last row, yes, on the last row in the column of cumulative absolute frequencies, you must find the sample size, yes, 8%. So this is cumulation. Why we are using cumulation, you will see on the next seminar, for example, yes, and of course in the future. We can continue relative frequencies, yes, relative frequencies Pj, yes. If you check your formulas, you can find here, yes, this first one, Pj, is calculated like Nj divided by N. So particular absolute frequency divided by sample size, 8%, yes. So we can try to calculate this. Equal sign absolute frequency Nj divided by sample size N, yes. Okay, we can continue. Equal sign this value, yes. Please remember, don't divide this cumulation, yes. Absolute frequencies Nj divided by 8%, yes. And you can continue. Equal sign this value divided by 8%, and equal sign this value divided by 8%, and this value divided by 8%, yes. You are able to multiply multiply these values by 100. Yes, you are allowed to multiply this value by 100. Yes, and interpretation is in percent. Yes, is in percent. So if you multiply relative frequency, yes, by 100, you can see percentage. So what is here? 12.5%. Yes, 12.5% of prisoners spent in jail 1 year. 25% of prisoners spent in jail 2 years. 37.5% prisoners spent in jail 4 years, etc., etc. Yes, but in statistics we are mainly using these relative values, so values between value 0 and 1. Yes, all formulas are designed on using these relative frequencies. Yes, and of course we are able to calculate cumulation. Yes, cumulation of relative frequencies. So this value is on the first row. Yes, on the second row is value from the cumulation column, the previous value from the cumulation column, plus value of relative frequency on the same row. Yes, on the same row where I am. And you can continue equal sign, previous cumulative value. Yes, previous cumulative value plus value of relative frequency on the same row. Yes, enter. And you can continue equal sign, previous value in this column plus the value on the same row in the column of relative frequencies. Yes, and finally equal sign, previous value plus this value on the same row, enter. I forgot one important thing. Calculate the summation, the sum of all these values. Why? If you check your formulas, yes, you can find here that sum of all relative frequencies, yes, sum of all relative frequencies Pj is equal to 1. If you multiply value 1 by 100, you have 100%. Yes, 100% is all our sample size. Yes, 100% is 8 prisoners in the jail. Yes, so you can calculate the summation here. So equal sign, sum, yes, open the parenthesis, all these values, yes, close parenthesis, enter, and you have here value 1.000, yes, nobody missing. Okay, we will continue and we will use another variable. In this situation, qualitative. Yes, qualitative variable gender. So again, we have here only male and female. Yes, two possible options. Yes, not values now, but options. Two possible options, male and female. So if you check this table. This sample, our sample of 8 prisoners, yes, you can see that we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 males and 3 females. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. Yes, and we are able to calculate relative frequencies, yes, on the basis of absolute frequencies. So you can write here value 5 and value 3. Yes, 5 males, 3 females. And if you write here equal sign sum, yes, sum, it's all numbers, all the numbers in a range of cells. Sum of these two values, you can see 8 prisoners in total, and 5 divided by 8, yes, equal sign 5 divided by 8 is this first one relative frequency, yes, and here equal sign 3 divided by 8, yes, 0.375. Yes, you can calculate here summation as well, yes, equal sign sum. You can open parenthesis and select these two values, and you can see that there is value 1.000, yes. You can interpret 0.725 like 0.625. You can interpret like in percent, like 62.5%. Yes, 62.5% of males in this sample and 37.5% of females in this statistical sample. Yes. So this is very important. I forgot one thing. There we have written the classification of used variables. Yes, I will use this color. We can also say that this is numerical variable. Yes. Numerical variable. Mr. Hellman used here quantitative, yes, quantitative, and there is written more detailed classification is also possible, as this quantitative variable can be also called numerical because this number of years is a number, yes, numerical. And what it means, ordinal. Ordinal, it means that you can create the order, yes, for example, in ascending or descending form, yes. Gender, yes, we classified gender like qualitative variable, yes, qualitative variable, and it can also be called categorical. Yes, categorical. It's qualitative and also categorical because you have only two categories. Yes, only two categories here. For example, color of eyes. Yes, color of eyes is also qualitative variable and also categorical because you can assemble or for example only, I don't know, 4 or 5 categories, brown, black, gray, blue, yes, so that's all, for example. So for example 4 categories, green, yes, brown, green, blue, gray, black, yes, for example 5. So another name, yes, another name for this variable. We will try to assemble the interval frequency distribution table for statistical variable number of cigarettes smoked per month. Maybe somebody called to you in the past, yes, and it was a survey, yes. There was a person who performed some survey, so he or she had a lot of questions on you, yes, a lot of questions, And at the end of this survey, yes, there were a few of identification questions. Yes, identification questions. For example, your highest level of education attained, your gender, yes, and for example your average gross monthly wage, yes, average gross monthly wage, and this person, yes, performing this survey, yes, asked you if you are able to put your wage, put your gross monthly wage to some of intervals, yes. For example, interval from 0 to 4,999 Czech crowns. Yes, wait a second, please. Okay, another interval. Yes, from 5,000 to 9,999 Czech crowns. Yes, and another interval from 10,000 to 14,999 Czech crowns, from 15,000 to 19,999 Czech crowns, yes, etc., etc., etc. And last interval was opened interval, yes, for example, 60,000 Czech crowns and more. Yeah? So this was the last one, yes. And you said to this person, yes, performing this survey, the interval, yes. And this person, man or women, performing this survey, yes, must use this data set in intervals, yes. We will try to create intervals, yes, and we will use our variable number of cigarettes smoked per month, yes. Interval frequency distribution table, yes, we are using for continuous variable, yes, continuous variable, and for variable, yes, which has the range with a lot of different values. So there is a lot of options, yes, mainly in the case of wages and mainly if you analyze all population, yes, but now we have only the sample, small statistical sample. In our situation with cigarettes, smoked cigarettes per month, we have only 8 prisoners, yes, and we have the values here. Okay, so we will assemble the frequency distribution table. How many intervals we can use? It depends on us, yes, it depends on us. So we can select, for example, 2 intervals, 3 intervals, 4 intervals, 5 intervals, yes. There is a Sturges rule, yes, probably written in the textbook, but in formulas you don't have this rule. Yes, Sturges rule for the calculation of optimal number of intervals. Yes, we don't have this formula in our formula, so we will not use this Sturges rule. We'll make a deal. Yes, we'll make a deal only. So I recommend to you create 4 intervals. Yes, I decided. So we will create 4 intervals. Can you see these intervals? The length is still the same, yes? 5,000, from 0 to 4,999. 5,000 Czech crowns is the length of interval, so all intervals, yes? Only one exception is the last one, which can be opened, yes? This one is opened, but all intervals must have the same length, yes? And everybody, all prisoners, all units, yes, all statistical units must be present in one of these intervals, yes? In one of these intervals must be present everybody from your sample, yes? So we set the first interval from 0 to 149, yes? From value 150 to 299 is the second one. From 300 to 449 is the third one. And from 450 to 599 is the last one, yes? And we have here frequencies, yes? Absolute frequencies. So you can check this table and this value and this value 40 and 132, yes? These two values can be found in the first interval. So you will write here value 2. And you can continue from 150 to 299. So 240, 247, and that's all, yes? Nothing more. 240 and 247. So again, two values, yes? Two values, 2 times, yes? You can see value from 150 to 299 in your table, in your sample, yes? From 300 to 449. So we have here this value, and this value. 346, 433 and 433. So 3 times, yes, is value between 300 and 449, and 1 times is value between interval 450 and 599. It's this one, yes, this value. So you can see if you calculate summation, equal sign, sum, yes, sum adds all numbers in a range of cells. You can see that this is sample size, yes, 8 persons, 8 prisoners. You can also calculate accumulation, yes, equal sign, this value, enter, equal sign, previous value from this column, accumulation, plus value on this row, yes. And you can also accumulate this value plus the value on this row, enter, and finally this value plus this value is sample size, yes? Proportions, 25%, 37.5%, and 12.5%, yes? If you don't believe me, you can calculate here the proportions, this value and J divided by 8, yes? And you know that denominator is still the same, yes? Denominator 8 is still the same, so you can use the lock. Yes, you can lock the cell. So you can use function 4 button, yes, on your keyboard. There is your keyboard, yes, and there is function 4, F4 button. If you press function 4, F4 button, you can see dollars, yes. So we will lock the cell and we can copy formulas, yes. So you can click enter, 0.25. If you multiply this value by 100, result is 25%, yes. And you can you see this black cross, yes. You can copy formulas, yes. You can use the button, yes, use the pointer, left button, yes, on the pointer, and copy the formulas. 25%, 25%, 37.5%, and 12.5%. You can write here summation, equal sign, sum, summation, open parenthesis, and you can see 1.000, it means 100%, yes? And finally, you can calculate cumulation, yes, here, cumulation, equal sign, this value, enter, equal sign, previous value from this column, plus this value, yes, enter, equal sign, this value, plus this value, enter, and which number must be here? 1.000, yes? This value plus this value, enter. Okay, so this is interval frequency distribution table. Okay, we will continue with example 1.3. We have a data set, yes? We have one small data set here, eight prisoners. So on the basis of data from this exercise 1.1, we would like to specify the following measures for variable number of years spent in jail. Yes, we would like to specify median, first quartile and third quartile. Yes. What we need for the first time. We have here variable, yes. This is numerical variable, quantitative variable. So we are able to make an order, yes, in ascending or descending form, yes. For the specification of first quartile, median, and third quartile, yes, we must sort this statistical sample, this variable, yes, these values in ascending or descending form. So it means that median, first quartile and third quartile can be calculated only for numerical quantitative variable. Yeah? This is numerical quantitative variable, so we are able to do this. So we will do this. We know that we need to create order. Yes, order. What is it? Order. Yes, positions. First position, second position, third position, fourth position, etc., etc. So I will write here as position or the order. Yes, position, the order. Okay. So first position, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Yes. Okay. And value of the variable. Yes. Value of the variable. You can use function. Yes. You have here only 8 values. Yes. So you can see that there is value 1 only 1 times. Yes. So you can write here value 1, value 2, and value 2 is on the second and third position. Yes. Value 3 is here only 1 times, so it's on this position, fourth. It's value 3. Yes. Value 4 is here, here, and here. So you must write value 4 here, here, and here. Yes. And value 5 is here only 1 times on the last position. Yes. So there we have values in ascending form. Yes. Of course, you can use function. Yes. Copy, paste. Yes. And you can use function. We have selected this column. Yes. We have selected only this column, and there is home button. Yes, home button, and there you have A, Z, and this filter. Yes, and there is written sort and filter. Yes, sort and filter. So we can use this first function, this first button, sort smallest to largest. Yes. Continue with the current selection, sort. Yes. And you can see the same values. Yes. Like I had here in the previous case. Yes. So we sorted the statistical sample, and now we must use some formula. Yes. So we have here formulas, and we will use this general formula. We must calculate median. Yes. So this product, yes, this product will be 0.5. Why? Why 0.5? Because the median is in the middle. Yes, you will see in the presentation of Mr. Hellman, median is in the middle. Yes, and the median divide the sample to 2 groups. One is below median, another one is above median. Yeah? So this product, this relative number between 0 and 1 is in the case of median 0.50, 0.5 in the middle. Yes. So n times this product, yes, is smaller than ZP, and this is smaller than n times product plus 1. So we will calculate the position of median. Yes, median. I will open document. I will use larger font and insert equation. Yes. I will use script, this one, and I will use ascent, this one. So there is x 0.5. Yes. So this is median, yes, and this 0.5 is our product, yes, And this P is the same like this P, yes? So we must calculate n times P and n times P plus 1, yes? So n times P and n times P plus 1, yes? Okay, I will use this and this. Okay, so n times P is equal to how many persons, prisoners, we have in our statistical sample? 8, yes? 8 times 0.5. I'm sorry, I will use dot, yes, because this is English subject, statistics in English, so I will use dots instead of commas, yes, so sorry for this. 8 times 0.5 is equal to 4, yes, and what is here? 8 times 0.5 is equal, plus 1, sorry, plus 1. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, yes? So median must be placed between 4th and 5th position, yes? Between 4th and 5th position in this sorted, yes? In this sorted column. Where is 4th and 5th position? Here, yes? So the median is between value 3 and 4, yes? So median physically doesn't exist, yes? Why median physically doesn't exist? We have here 8 persons and 8 is odd or even. Even. Yes, this is even statistical sample. So if you have even statistical sample, median physically doesn't exist. Yes, if we have even statistical sample, median physically does not exist. You must calculate it. You must calculate it, yes? If you have even statistical sample, even 8, 10, 12, yes, etc. Median physically doesn't exist. We must calculate median between two values, yes, in the middle of two values. So between 3 and 4 is value 3.5, yes? 3.5 years in our situation, yes? 3.5 of year is median, yes? So please check this table, yes? You can calculate median, equal sign, open the parenthesis, 3 plus 4 divided by 2, yes? Only simple arithmetical mean, yes? This value plus this value, 7 divided by 2, yes, is 3.5, and 3.5 is median. So, if we calculate the median, we divided the sample to two groups, yes? One group was below median, yes, and other group was above median. So we can continue with quartiles first quartile and third quartile. Yes, we can call first quartile like 25% quantile, and third quartile we can also call 75% quantile. Yes, why? Because first quartile divides the sample on 25% below and 75% above. Yes, and third quartile divides the statistical sample to 75% below and 25% above. Yes. So what it means? It means that we must calculate, I will use insert button, equation, and script this. We must calculate x 0.25 and copy, paste. Sorry. Okay. 0.75. So 0.25 and 0.75. This value is p-value, the product, as from your formulas. Why? Why I didn't use 25 and 75? Because all formulas are designed on relative numbers. Yes? 0.25 is 25%, 0.75 is 75%. Yes? So this is our P product, the P value here. Okay, so in our formulas we have this formula, yes, so we must calculate n times p and n times p plus 1. So I will use this copy and paste n times p. So 8 prisoners times 0.25, yes, in the first case, and n times p plus 1, 8 times 0.25. 8 times 0.25 is equal to 2, and n times p 0.25 plus 1, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So the first quartile, yes, first quartile is placed between second and third position. Yes, second and third position. So between this and this position. Yes. So between 2 and 2. What is placed between 2 and 2? 2. Yes, of course. If you calculate equal sign, 2 plus 2 divided by 2, yes, the mean, the average result is 2, yes, and the same is for the situation of third quartile, yes, third quartile, this p-value product 0.75, so you can calculate here 8 times 0.75 and here 8 times 0.75 plus 1, so there is result 6 and there is result 7. So between 6th and 7th position you can find third quartile. So what is placed between 4 and 4? Of course 4, yes, so the 4 is third quartile. And now something about interpretation, yes? What it means, this value 2? It's first quartile, yes? Dividing the sample on 27 and 75%. 25% of all prisoners spent in jail less than 2 years, and other 75% of prisoners spent in jail more than 2 years. 3.5. 50% of prisoners spent in jail less than 3.5 years, and 50% of all prisoners spent in jail more than 3.5 years. Third quartile, 4 years, yes. 75% of prisoners spent in jail less than 4 years, and 25% of prisoners spent in jail more than 4 years. Yes. So you are able to divide statistical sample in ascending or descending form, yes? Sorted statistical sample. If you try to do the same for different variable, yes? For example, number of cigarettes smoked per month, yes? You can create the order, yes? First position, second position, third position, fourth position, etc. And you can copy the values, yes? And you can use this function sort and filter, yes? You can see right top corner button AZ sort and filter, and you can see that you have here sorted values, yes? The smallest value in your statistical sample is 40, largest value is 589 smoked cigarette per month, yes? And if you calculate the positions, yes, if you estimate the positions of median, first quartile and third quartile, yes, you can calculate first quartile, median and third quartile, yes. First quartile will be between these two values, median will be between these two values, yes, and third quartile will be between these two values, yes. Third quartile is easy, yes, because between value 433 and 433 is only value 433, yes. Okay, we can calculate median, yes, equal sign, I will open the parenthesis, 247 plus 346 divided by 2, yes. So this is median. Median physically does not exist. Why? Because this is even statistical sample, yes, even sample. If this sample will be odd, yes, median is in the middle and physically exists, yes. But now this is calculated median, virtual median, yes. Virtual median dividing the sample to two groups. One below median, another one above median. And first quartile, yes, equal sign. I will open parenthesis, this value plus this value, yes, close, and divided by 2. Okay, so this is first quartile, yes. 25% of prisoners, yes, smoked less than 186 cigarettes per month, yes, and another 75% of prisoners smoked more than 186 cigarettes per month, yes. one half of prisoners smoking less than 296.5 cigarettes per month, and one half of prisoners smoked more, yes, than 296.5 cigarettes per month, and 75% of prisoners smoked less than 433 cigarettes per month, yes, and 25% of prisoners smoked more than 433 cigarettes per month. I will return one more time to these quartiles, yes, first quartile and third quartile. This p-value, this product, yes, this p-value can be calculated, yes. This p-value can be not calculated but set on any value which you want. For example, 0.3 and here 0.7, yes. Or for example 0.1 and 0.9, yes. If I have value 0.1, what it means? Quantile which divides the sample on 10% and 90%, yes. And if there will be value 0.90, yes, if there is value 0.90, you will calculate a quantile which divides the sample on 90% and 10%, yes. So this p-value can be set individually, yes. So you can calculate any type of quantile, yes. If you want practice, yes, these quantiles, I have for you a special data sheet, yes. Here in your Microsoft Excel, there you have supplementary data set. Supplementary data set, you have here, this is just observation, yes. Observation from 1 to a lot of observation. 474 observations. So this is large data set, yes, large sample, very large sample, and you have here 4 variables: salary, yes, in Czech crowns, education, number of years spent by education, yes, number of years spent in schools, salary at the beginning of the economic life, yes, salary at the beginning of economic life of the particular person, yes. You started, or this first person, yes, started with salary, with wage, 27,000 Czech crowns, yes, and in the future, this person has 57,000 Czech crowns, yes. So one type of salary, another type of salary, gender, yes. So you have here nominal, 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 or you can say quantitative, quantitative, and also quantitative variables, 3 quantitative variables, and 1 qualitative variable, gender, yes. So if you want to train, yes, with larger data set, yes, you can do the same, yes, with large data set at home in Excel, yes, because there is a lot of values, so it will be very complicated to do this on the screen, because I must have zoomed this document, but you can use smaller values. You have HD displays, so the working with this document will be easy for you. Yeah, so that's all for today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this was our first seminar of 4ST601 statistics. I showed to you only what is it, statistical sample, small statistical sample, variables. Yes, we talked about quantitative and qualitative variables. Yes. I showed to you how to switch on Microsoft Excel and install a special analysis toolpack which will be used in the future, yes, because in the future I will show to you how can we solve difficult, complicated examples only one times, and because the process is complicated, we will use Excel and automatic software, yes, for this solution, because the lack of time. So every week on each other seminar, please prepare your Excel with this toolpack analysis. Make ready your formulas, and after, I don't know, from 4th, 5th seminar, also the tables, statistical tables, calculator, etc. Yes. So I hope that I said to you everything important. If you have any question, you have, for example, chat in Microsoft Teams, so you can write here some questions, and I will try to respond. You. Everybody from you are placed to all my 3 groups. Yes, all my 3 groups from 11 to 12:30, from 12:45 to 14:15, and from 14:30 to 16 o'clock. So you can choose. Yes, you can choose the seminar which the best fits your needs, or you can watch all seminars. Yes, and after these sessions finished, I will try to put the record of these sessions on YouTube, for example. Yes, and I would like to send to you an email with the link on this record. Yes, because I know that it's difficult to write everything, catch everything, yes, during this session, so it will be good to have a record, yes. So I will give you this record after all sessions finished, yes. So that's all for today. So have a nice day and bye bye. I will see you next week.